Welcome to the II Preview Show with me, Davey B, and Dog Guesser. Race 1 is a 483 metre A5 in Trap 1, Pretty Tess, 2, Tank John, 3, Knockglass Vixen, 4, Puckane Sky, 5, Mercury Blake, and in 6, Mingler's Priory. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I ended up with Trap 5, Mercury Blake. They've all been running against each other. I think the 5 will actually get round here and get on the skin. The 1 did lead it last week, but the 4 got in the 5's way, I thought, and the 5 didn't break as well. I thought the 5 showed the best early of the race, so I do think the 5 will just get round and win. The 6 is a bit of a chasing type. 3 and 4 are both strong, but they've got 0 early pace. And the 2 is just completely outgraded. So yeah, I had Mercury Blake in about 6 to 4-ish, something like that. And I had the 1 second in, but I thought whatever got around that, a 1 and 5 would win. I do just think the 5 will get round.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 1 is Trap 5, Mercury Blake. Race 2 is a A4 over 483 metres. Mystery Mane in 1, Rock Mount Cuba in 2, Lutton's Kyle in 3, Keedy Candy in 4, Blainmore Kiara in 5, and in 6, Old Fort Zipper. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I fancy the 2, Rock Mount Cuba. They've all been running against each other again, similar to race 1. I think this race was pretty much the same as Monday, but a couple of changes. Lutton's Kyle for me, I thought a couple of times it's led around the inside against the same dogs, and then other times it's not showing anything to the corner. But it'd have to go bingo break for me now. I think Rock Mount Cuba is just the most solid dog of the lot, and will probably get round the inside. He's a little bit quirky. He's not the most straightforward of dogs. Keedy Candy, I don't think can get around the corner. Didn't show enough last week for me in a worse grade. And then you've got sort of Old Fort Zipper who can lead wide. I think he might show a little bit more this week, but again, I wouldn't be rushing to bet it just yet. Like, I don't think it's shown quite enough, but I do think it'll show quite well in the race, and it's not a bad makeup for it. But yeah, I think the 2 will get around the inside and probably just plod his way to victory or go very close.
Yep. So Dog Guesser's selection in race 2 is Trap 2, Rock Mount Cuba. Moving on to race 3 is a B4 over 450 metres. Moneygal Lad in 1, Allwins Robin in 2, Burnfoot Roxer in 3, Tanner's Matt in 4, Fagan's Sapphire in 5, and in 6, Keedy Queen. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've ended up with Keedy Queen. I think the 2 will lead the 1. It didn't do last week, but the 3 gave the 2 a little bit of a nudge from the cans. It's the same dogs in 1 and 2, Moneygal Lad and Allwins Robin. They're the same dogs, and I think that Robin will actually clear the 1, which will give the 1 some problems then. Tanner's Matt run from 5 last week and search for the rails. They put it in the 4 this week. I still think it probably wants to be a little bit further in. It showed glimpses of pace, but nothing spectacular. But it has got a third downgrade here, so I think that'll run with credit. But yeah, I thought Keedy Queen is just a certainty to get off the front. She's going to do a 28.60, and she's probably going to have Allwins Robin in behind her, who doesn't really stay the strongest either. But yeah, I'm with Keedy Queen, but it's not a race I'd be massively keen on. But yeah, that was the selection.
Yep. So Dog Guesser's selection for race 3 is Trap 6, Keedy Queen. Moving on to race 4, and that is a B6 over 450 metres. Dex Pharaoh in 1, Cash Gift in 2, The White Warg in 3, Bright Storm in 4, Lutton's Rona in 5, and Burnfoot Lulu in 6. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm with Bright Storm here. I just think he'll get round and lead and probably do a fair clock, actually. He's a frustrating dog. I mean, if you go back and watch his run in a B2 when he first came on the card, you wouldn't think it'd be the same dog. You know, he looked every bit of 28-30 dog, but he's slipped down the grades. He's been off short the last couple of times, but I think here he's got no pace inside him with Dex Pharaoh, Cash Gift, and the White Warg have got nothing sort of early. So he's going to go round. He buried the 5 last time, and the 6 is paceless. So yeah, Bright Storm for me here looks a good thing actually. But again, he'll probably short enough, and if he's too short, I could watch him win. But yeah, just Bright Storm for me there. He's going to get a run. He's going to go round in front and probably take all the beating.
Yep. So Dogges's selection for race 4 is trap 4, Bright Storm. Let's move on to race 5. That is a B7 over 450 metres. Castle Hale Violet in 1, Moss Bonnet in 2, Moss Turbo in 3, Fancier Flutter in 4, Breakaday Jade in 5, and Jaguar Blackie in 6. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
This is probably one of the trickier races on the card. The 4 used to be better than these, but it's not running at all at the moment. The 3 is a thinker, to say the least. The 2 will lead the 1. The 2 can run a little bit, and it's got pace, but it's a little bit inconsistent at the cans. The 6 is going to lead wide, but again, that was another dog that was, probably a B4 dog at one point, and it's not showing anything at the minute. So yeah, I had a match between 1 and 2. If I had to pick anything, I'd probably go with the 2 because it's going to lead and going to get off the front here against very little. And the 1 takes a while to really wind up and get going. So I think the 2 might just steal a march on it and sort of win here.
Yep.
But it won't be a race for me really. But
so it's a tentative selection in race 5, and that is trap 2, Moss Bonnet. Race 6 is a B2 over 450 metres. Sweet Revenge in 1, 008 in 2, Haven Boxer in 3, Cloudy and Bright in 4, Charlie's Esque in 5, and Slaneyside Tory in 6. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I am with Cloudy and Bright. Again, same as I think it was Monday. He's going to lead everywhere bar the line. I think he got collared around 30 metres to go, but he's going to be short enough as well. Sweet Revenge is going to lead the 2 on the inside. The 3 is going to cut across a bit. Cloudy and Bright's going to go around the inside and probably have the 1 on his tail and maybe the 3. And I don't think they can back run him. Slaneyside Tory will probably lead wide, but she hasn't got the pace to go to the 3rd with Cloudy and Bright, so she's going to have to probably come from the gods a little bit. And I don't think it can. 008 is actually really interesting. The pups won his last 2 B2s, and it's on a real upward curve. And with the 1 and 3 having a little bit of pace on the 4 as well, it might just get a pitch into the race. But there's going to be traffic there, and this is a little bit of a step up in class as well. But yeah, for me, Cloudy and Bright's probably the solid selection in the race. But like I say, he's going to be short enough, and I had him in about a 5-4, 6-4 poke, and I had the 2 second in. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's Cloudy and Bright, but yeah, nothing strong there.
So Doggesser's selection in race 6 is trap 4, Cloudy and Bright. Moving on to race 7, that is an A1 over 483 metres. Fire Height Sue in 1, Bring It On Buddy in 2, Easy Article in 3, Lysander Bondi in 4, Katunda Tom in 5, and in 6, Barnside Sanchez. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'll pick the top Fire Height Sue. Look, she's got a great draw with Buddy outsider. Bring It On Buddy's sort of just on a massive run at the minute. He's a dog that he'll chase pigeons. Like, he's a really reliable, strong dog. He runs his race every time. You can set your clock by him, really. He's not got the pace to figure here, but he's going to give Sue a decent draw here with like not having much pace and to contest it to the corner. The 3 actually showed decent pace the last couple of runs. I don't think it'll clear the 1, so I wouldn't be able to have it here. The 4, again, would have to probably go around second dog behind Sue. I don't think it'll clear the 3. And like I say, I don't think the 5 and the 6 will clear the 4. Katunda Tom's actually run against Bondi a while ago, and Bondi beat it to the corner. So yeah, I was with the 1, Fire Right Sue. I thought she would get round the bend, and she's quite strong when she's in front as well. She held off Wikiki Limit last week as well. So I had her in about a 2-1 chance with the 3, 4, 5, and 6 could all play if they got close enough. But yeah, I think Fire Height Sue's the one there.
Yep. So Doggesser's selection in race 7 is trap 1, Fire Height Sue. Race 8 is a D4 over 275 metres. Redrick Maddie in 1, Eden Simba in 2, Lutton's Dawn in 3, Dream on Penny in 4, Moss Code in 5, and in 6, Pat's My Girl. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I was with the 6, Pat's My Girl. She's beaten the majority of these the last few starts. It's not really a prolific winner, but it's going to go around on the outside there and maybe turn behind the 4 who doesn't stay the sprint distance. The 2 is probably going to lead the inside. The 3 is going to be searching for the rails, I think, from what I've seen. I don't think the 3's got the pace to go with these either. So I had it between the 2 and the 6. Like I say, I can never really tip up the 4 because it just doesn't stay the sprint distance, but it has got pace. But yeah, the 5's not running the corners either, but I think the 6 will just be sort of on the tail of the 4, or if not in front of, and yeah, it'll probably win.
Yep.
So I was with Pat's My Girl there, but again, you know, I think it's 5-2 in the post, so I won't be strong or anything. But I think it's the obvious one because it's been beaten them week in, week out.
So Doggesser's selection in race 8 is trap 6, Pat's My Girl. Race 9 is a B2 over 450 metres. Floral Print in 1, Confident Vincent in 2, Paradise Kia in 3, In the Pause in 4, Barnside Lotte in 5, and Glaze Ranger in 6. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'm with Paradise Kia. She won a really good B1 a couple of starts ago. She got trouble in her last start and she's had a downgrade to a B2. When she does it right, this bit, she's probably a 27.90 bit. She can really, really run. She's going to clear the insides. She'll hold the 4 to the corner. The 5's going to cut down on the 4 as well, which gives the 6 a very good draw. But I don't think Ranger can clear Kia, and I think the 3 looks like she's well in there, to be honest. She's like I say, she won that B1. She's been doing sub 28s, and I just don't think these are capable of that. And she's not got the worst of draws either. So yeah, Paradise Kia looks a fairly strong bet if you can get anything sort of 2-1 plus. But I would say the 6 is a semi danger as well for Sean Parker, who's got a really, really good draw on the outside, but I just don't think it's quick enough to get around the 3. And if you don't clear the 3, then the 3 will win.
Yep. So Doggesser's selection in race 9 is trap 3, Paradise Kia. Race 10 is a B2 over 450 metres. Thorny Bush in 1, Swift Lethal in 2, Bohemian Bruno in 3, Be My Guest in 4, Mount Cashel Jazz in 5, and in 6, Barntick Jackie. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I mean, the one's got a really good draw here. Swift Lethal for Sean Parker again has been a fair dog, but it's been off a while. It's going to be moving for me into the 3-4 lane. Bohemian Bruno used to be the best dog on the track. He showed pace last week. Actually, he did it all wrong at the start. Showed good pace to about the 3rd corner and then blew up. But again, he's not had consistent running for probably 9 or 10 months now. So he's going to take a few runs, I think, to be back to his very best. Be My Guest in the 4 looks outgraded. Mount Castle Jazz, I don't think can get across as the pace to go with these type of dogs. Bontic Jackie again. I think I tipped it up on either Monday or Wednesday. I think it might have been Monday, and it led and it didn't really run any sort of a race. It got collared at the 3rd bend and just it was beat a long way out. I'd have liked it to have shown more there, but I'm probably going to be with it because it is more than likely going to lead, and it's probably going to have Thorny Bush behind it. Now, Thorny Bush is a dog that desperately needs to be on the skin. So for me, out of the two dogs that are really well drawn here, are the 1 and the 6, and the 6 is going to lead the 1, and then the 1's going to follow the 6. But I don't think the 6 has been running great, but I think it's got a really good makeup here, and I just can't see how the 1's going to back run it. But unless the 3 came away, that would be the only way. But again, I wouldn't be thrilled about how she's running Jackie. But yeah, I think Barntic Jackie's well drawn, and I think the 1 will follow it, and I think the 6 might get far enough clear to get a win.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 10 is trap 6, Barntic Jackie. Race 11 is a D2 over 275 metres, Jet Set Holler in 1, Millcroft Mervyn in 2, Coaltown Becker in 3, Eden Regal in 4, Wee Rocco in 5, and Samsa Snow in 6. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Jet Set Holly in 1. I think she's an absolute penalty kick. I fancy her for my life, if I'm being honest. The 3 wants the rails. The 2's a railer, but he's quite a big dog and he's pretty slow away. He's not a boxer. He's not a dog that really cans that well. The 4's actually in a better trap and he's got a better draw. The 5 will lead wide, but Jet Set Holly last week, she run against Bushak Sweet Pea, Ballymac Rockway, Ballymac, the Bitview dogs as well. Sort of the best sprinters on the track, really. She was in like the top 8. She went off a fancy price, but she went to the corner and it was only that Bushak Sweet Pea paced up like a lunatic and got in her inside that she didn't go around the corner and win. I think she actually left about 10, 15 spots on the track and did a 30 odd. So yeah, I just think that she's a really good thing. I think she's a certainty to lead the corner. She's better suited to being in the red. And she's got really no immediate pace on her outside. The 5's going to be the other dog that could get into the race, but the 6 run all right last week as well, but it's not a sprinter. It's a 483 metre bitch, Santa Snow, but just coming back from injury. But yeah, for me, I'd be with the 1. I think it's an absolute penalty kick. Got it in about 4 to 6.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 11 is trap 1, Jet Set Holly. Race 12 is a D3 over 275 metres, Dominica in 1, Sun Rosa in 2, He's For Real in 3, Lutton's Archer in 4, Mudross Abbott in 5, and Barnfield Quest in 6. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I thought there was only 3 dogs that could win the race. That was Dominica in 1 for Kovac, Mudross Abbey in 5, and Barnfield Quest in 6. The 2 won a very, very weak sprint on Monday night.
Yep.
The last time the 2 and the 3 met, the 3 buried the 2. So yeah, it was, yeah. The 3 buried the 2, so I couldn't have the 2 on that basis. The 4 looks like he's desperate for the step up to the 450. I don't think he's a sprinter in any way, shape, or form. Look, the 1 is, I think she's 1 from 20 at the track or something like that. She never really wins. But here she has to go around the inside. Like, there's no 2 ways about it. I don't know how she doesn't clear the 2 and the 3. And if she clears the 2 and the 3, she's going to have a sight set on the 6, and she will back run the 6. I've got her in 8 to 11, and I've got the 6 second in. Yeah, I just don't. The 6 could lead her potentially going into the bend, but she's going to come out maybe a length and a half, and she'll bury the 6 from that point. Mudross Abbey run okay as well in a probably a better race, but didn't quite show enough to say that it'd be favourite here. But yeah, Dominica never really wins. I've got it short. If there's a way to lose, she'll probably find it. But this just looks like a real gilt-edged chance to get her over the line. And, I'd say if she doesn't win here, then she might never win.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dominica for me.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 12 is trap 1, Dominica. Race 13 is a B3 over 450 metres. Fame Bjork in 1, Easy Be Strong in 2, Rio Darcy in 3, George in 4, Burnfoot Tango in 5, and in 6, Bettyville Esque. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
I've ended up with Fame Bjork, a bitch from Martin Aythorn. I don't think the two's got much pace, and I actually think it probably wants a 2.5, maybe 3 lane. Rue Darcy probably going to get held up a little bit by the 2. George is going to lead the outsides, which makes it interesting, but the 1's really strong, and I just think even if the 4 leads, I think come the 3rd bend, I think the 1 will just kick away from George. She's got a really nice makeup here, Fame Bjork. It's a little bit of an easing class for her as well. The 6 was bet on debut, actually, the Esky dog, and showed glimpses, but nothing, to say that it could figure here. So yeah, I'd be with Fame Bjork. I've got it in about 5 to 4. I've got George second in, but I just think it'll be 1 and 4. So the 4 will probably lead, and then the 4 will mess around, and then the 1 will kick away at probably like the 3rd bend, and just power up the home straight and probably go on to win there.
So Dog guesser's selection in race 13 is trap 1, Fame Bjork. Moving on to the last race on the card, race 14, Easy Allen in 1, Electra in 2, Burnfoot Buick in 3, Canter Glass in 4, Lysander Perry in 5, Bungie in 6. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
I've picked Canter Glass. I've got even money on my card. I could argue probably being a shade of odds on. The 2 dog, when that run over the 483, when it run from the 2, it probably wants the 4 or the 5 lane. It's going to give the red such a good draw. The only problem with the red is it's not strong in the slightest, and it won't lead the 4. The 4, when it breaks the 4, it's got exceptional early pace. It missed them last week and paced up. I can't remember what was on its inside. There was Black Illusion, the dog of Theo Thompson's. But yeah, so Black Illusion here, it'd be a 5 on chance to lead. And Canter Glass has got more early pace than Black Illusion, so there's a little bit of obstacles if the 2 or the 3 do lid. There's a little bit of scope there for a little bit of trouble, but I do think the 4, just with any sort of a break, will just pace through, get on the skin, and probably do a 28-30, which would be too good for these. I think the 5 will lead wide, and the 5 might get a run late to maybe frame up as well, and the 1 can't not frame up with the draw that it's got. But yeah, I'm with Canter Glass.
Dog guesser's selection for race 14 is Canter Glass.